What's up everybody, it's Dress with Strong Dragon Training back with another in-home workout for you guys. I'm going to start from this point on to get the workouts a little bit more specific, and today in particular we're going to target chest and a little bit of triceps. So what I'm going to need from you guys to get, these are again things that are going to be all around your house, so I'm going to start giving you guys our ideas to get your creativity up a little bit out there, because I'm going to prove to you and show you that you don't need to go to a gym to maintain a good level of health right within your living room. So what I'm going to need first and foremost from you, and if you guys have seen my potato bag workout that I've previously posted, I am using today a bag of potting mix for my plants. So this will show you guys that I take care of my plants too on top of my body. So this one's again 10 pounds for Miracle Glow. Again, you can go back to your bag of potatoes, your bag of flour, whatever you have around the house. I just want to mix it up and kind of play with my bags a little bit here. So this is also 10 pounds in particular. No, wait, actually I'm lying. It's 8 pounds for this bag in particular. So I went down away from my bag of potatoes. Doesn't matter, regardless of which you guys know your level of fitness that you're at, 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever bags you have in your house, the whole point of each exercise is to engage the muscle. If you engage the muscle, you're gonna get a killer workout even a 5-pound bag. This is the first thing that you guys are gonna need out there for your arsenal of weights today. The second thing that I'm gonna ask you guys to get is a pair of bottles. So as you can see, I have 2 of them right here. We're gonna need them today. This in particular, it's distilled water. I get these from Walmart, Real Canadian Superstore, Costco, whatever it is. They are 4-liter bottles in particular, and the reason why I use these ones because I find this grip over here to be very light on my hands. So the exercise I'm gonna do today, you're gonna need something that has relatively good grip and it's not gonna dig through your fingers and push you and make you lose grip or lose the exercise because you have too much pain in your fingers. The third thing we're going to need is a bench or a chair or the side of your sofa or whatever you have. We're gonna end up doing some dips today. I'm going to use my bench over here, and I encourage you guys, like I said, maybe a chair, maybe the side of your bed, a small table, whatever is accessible around your house. We're going to need that. And finally, we may or may not, depending on what level you are, to have a mat, right? Maybe one of those yoga mats, maybe a towel, whatever you have around, just to cushion your knees a little bit when you're going to do some of the exercise today. So without further ado, let's see with all this mishmash what I got planned for you guys today. Chest and triceps. Here's the first set. Alright guys, so here we go. The first superset we're going to do today. 2 different types of push-ups and 1 dip exercise. So the first round of push-ups is going to be on the floor. So like I said, if you are more in the beginning stage, you're going to need a little bit of a towel or something to support your knees. Again, if you want to. If you don't have to put it. So we're going to do push-ups on the floor for 15, push-ups against your chair or table or whichever for 15, and then dips for 20. So 15, 15, 20, we're going to superset all of those around. So as in my previous videos, in this main one, I'm going to explain you guys how to do them correctly. On my right hand side over here, you're going to see me just going through the workout without stop and show you the different variations that you can do of push-ups or dips for the entire superset. So let's get started first and foremost. Like I said, 15 push-ups, the old classic and traditional push-ups. So I recommend that you either go with your knees up or with your knees down. You have those 2 options to work with, but shoulder width apart is where you want your hands to be. If you go with knees up, then you go on the side over here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. If your knees go up, keep your back nice and straight. Come on down as close to the floor as you can, ideally for your chest to tap the floor, and then back up. Boom. Push up nice and strong. Go down a little bit slower and then explode up as hard as you can. The variation to that one is, as you see on my right hand side over here, is with the knees down. So you want to put them just far enough down, not too much under your hips unless you're a very beginner level push-ups that are very difficult for you. This way is the absolute easiest way to do a push-up, right? Well, actually, no, I'm lying. There's a way to do it against the walls, but if you're going to be on the floor, on a horizontal surface, this is the easiest way to do it. So what I would recommend is to challenge yourself a little bit. Put your knees further behind so you see how my hips, they essentially create a nice slope from the tip of my knees to my shoulders, right? I'm not going back here. I'm not trying to do this with my push-up. I'm keeping my body weight on top of my arms. At the end of the day, you're trying to work your chest, your pectorals, okay? So, arms right underneath the shoulders, boom, up, up, up. So it's very important, as you can see, I'm going down a little bit slower and I'm exploding up. Imagine in your head that you're just pushing the ground away from you, right? Even if you don't have that much weight to push up, still imagine that you're pushing it and explode up, okay? So once more, you're going down slow, boom, down slow, boom, right? You're exploding up. Second exercise is going to be against your chair or your bench or your table, whatever you have. So here's what I'm looking for. Grab right at the edge of that chair, right? So open your hands as wide as your chair is. If you're working with a table, open them about chest width apart for these ones, okay? So you're on an angle over here. Now ideally on these ones, most of you should be able to do them with the knees off the floor. And what I'm aiming for, down, boom, boom, boom. Notice that my elbows are a little bit more at a 45-degree angle as opposed to the width that was when I was on the floor. So you're changing a little bit the angle of those elbows. Hence the reason why we're going on an incline here, okay? So if, again, on these ones, you find that you need more support, if your chair is very high, then you might as well stick with 2 rounds on the floor. But if it's not, then you are allowed to come in just a tad bit closer, get your butt in the air just a little bit, and then help out with that, as opposed to keeping everything straight and putting full pressure on the chest. Third and final exercise is the dips, the tricep dips against your chair, against your table, your bench, whatever you have. On dips, every time your knees are bent, so like so, it's easier to do. If you're out like this, it's harder. If you have them suspended on something, both legs, that's the hardest point. So what you're trying to achieve out of these ones is your hips and your whole body should be as close as possible to the chair, bench, or table that you're on. If you're out here and doing this, that's nothing. That's way too much pressure on your shoulders. You don't need that kind of pressure, okay? So, hands just wider than your hips on your support. Keep your hips very close to the obstacle or the object that you're dipping against, and go down deep 90 degrees on the elbow, boom, up. 90 degrees, up. And keep on going till we get 20 of these. Simple and to the point, 15, 15, 20. You have 15 push-ups on the floor, 15 push-ups against the bench, and then 20 dips. Back to back, you're gonna take a 30-second break, repeat that 2 more times. So this one, we're looking for 3 sets with no break in between the exercise and 30-second break in between the sets. All right, set number 2. This is where we're gonna start using all of the different toys that we have around our arsenal over here. So for this one, I'm gonna turn my cap around because I will be lying down. Now, the reason why I'm not using my bench is, again, if you guys don't have a bench, I'm trying to show you that on the floor, the exercises are gonna be just as effective as if you were to do it on the bench, okay? So for this next set, we're going to do chest presses, narrow, with the bag, whatever you have, bag of ground, bag of potatoes, bag of flour, whatever. Then we're going to do flies with the 2 bottles over here, and then diamond push-ups, okay? So let's take them step by step. The presses, we're essentially going to go the opposite of what we did in the first superset. 20 repetitions, and then 15 repetitions of the diamonds at the end. So, without further ado, again, right-hand side, check it out how this one should be done without any kind of stops for explanations and things like that. So, first off, the bag that you have. What you're going to do is, I would encourage you, if most bags have a longer side and a narrower side. So what's going to happen with this one, I'm going to ask you to do it with the bag standing upright because I need that narrow grip out of these presses. So you're going to grab it nice and well, lie on the floor so your back is fully flat down, your head is also going to be flat on the floor, on your mat, on your towel, whatever you use. Feet, I'm going to ask you to keep your heels grounded into the floor nice and well. And from here, keep the elbows tight. Bring the bag as close you can to your chest. Ideally have it touch your chest. And then boom at the top. And then squeeze your chest at the top. That's the most important part of this exercise. Bring it down, but you're at the top. It's like your elbows are trying to go inwards and touch each other. That's when you have that full squeeze of the pectorals. So you're looking to go down all the way and then press up and squeeze. Down all the way and then press up and squeeze, okay? Whatever bag you have, chances are it's gonna be way too light for what you can do. So the squeeze and the flexing at the top of the chest will make your workout that much more effective and get the most work out of your pectorals, okay? So squeeze it, get the best results and the best effect out of your workout by squeezing your hands together at the top and then keeping your elbows nice and narrow for this exercise. You finish with that, you're gonna grab these bottles, okay? Now, the reason why I said again on these bottles, A, all 4 of my fingers fit in here, and B, this portion that goes over my hand over here is not cutting me or is not too narrow, so I feel that pain when I put actual weight on the arm, on the hand rather. So I'm grabbing both of these bottles, and what I'm gonna ask you guys to do, starting right at the top over here, hands are meeting together, you're going to open them up until taps the floor. And then you bring them back up together. Bend them a little bit. See? Look at the elbows as well. They're slightly bent as they go down. You don't put the bottles down and then you re-engage and then put the bottles down again. You just bring them low enough and slow to tap and then back up to the top. Bring them down slow enough to tap and then back to the top. Now notice also my elbows when I go down, they're bent slightly. And then when I go up, they are fully straight. That same effect that you did on the bag where you squeeze the elbows together towards each other, you're doing here as well. Bring those bottles together and the elbows together to get the maximum squeeze out of your chest. So this one again is 20. The last one of this superset is diamond push-ups. And why do we call them diamond push-ups is because you form a diamond on the floor where your hands go, and then you will be doing the push-ups. Elbows flaring nice and out for this one. So careful on your wrists on this one because it may put a little bit of pressure on your wrist more than you'd want to. And especially if you have a wrist injury, you're risking that pain to be more and more. So what I suggest is the ideal point, you should be touching your index and your thumbs together on the ground. But if that causes you wrist pain, open them up as much as needed, but try not to open them so that you have them in line with your chest, okay? That's something I would caution you about because then you're switching the whole point of the exercise altogether. So if you're going to separate them a little bit, separate them just as much as your chest, right, mid-chest, but not in line, you know, with the nipple line or however you want to contact that, to really change the whole idea of the exercise altogether. So for this one, into the floor with the other hands. Again, you have 2 ways of doing this one, either with the knees up or with the knees down. With the knees up, you're gonna go down, boom. Notice how my elbows come outwards and then they try to touch each other at the top. Similar with the knees down, you go down all the way, boom. Down all the way, boom. Now there is a variation of this one where if your wrists are really getting the best of you and you just cannot do it, a little bit of an easier way to do it is to shift your elbow angle so that you have it closer to your body. So keep again your index finger and your thumb stay close together, but the whole exercise now goes here and here. Traditionally, if you look online, most people say that with the elbows close to your body, that's the true type of diamond push-up because diamond push-ups at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, they're designed to hit your triceps a lot. Now, I am trying to modify and take different paths on the same exercise, which will not damage the body, but will get you a little bit of a different effect while doing the same exercise. So when you do it with the elbows out like this, like you're supposed to be doing for the superset based on my programming, is I'm trying to keep the triceps working just minimally and give you that whole effect of boom, squeezing the chest together and getting more of a power out of your chest and an easier way to flex that chest. Whereas when you go down, you're still flexing your chest. There's no way around. The chest is still working. Only the tricep will have more work put into it. The percentage and the intensity of the work the triceps put into it is much higher when your elbows are close rather than when your elbows are apart. So for this exercise, ideally I want you to have them wide apart, going down and up. But if you absolutely have to, because your wrists are hurting or your elbows may have issues, you have an injury, put the elbows close to your body, go up and down, and that will take some of the pressure off both your wrists and your elbows, okay? So the bag, the chest presses with the narrow with the bag, that's 20 repetitions. The bottle flies, 20 repetitions, and then the diamond push-ups, whichever way you want to do it, that's 15 repetitions. All in all, just like the first superset, no rest in between the exercise, 30 seconds break at the end of that, set number 2, 30-second break, set number 3. 3 sets again. All right, and the final superset for today is going to be twist presses with the bottles, skull crushers with the bag, and then narrow push-ups against the bench. Okay, so all of these ones are going to be at 50 repetitions apiece and 20 seconds rest at the end of each set for, again, 3 sets. Now again, right hand side corners, and I have these exercises done without any kind of stop. In here, I'm going to explain to you guys what's what with these exercises. So, just like we had in the previous set, we're going to be in the same position on the floor, on the mat, on the towel. If you have a bench, use the bench, and whatever, it is up to you. But this time, we're going to start with the bottles and do chest presses. Now, what I mean about twist press is, at the bottom, your wrists are going to be palms, or the knuckles, facing towards your feet. Whereas at the top, they will twist together and meet. Separate on wide, twist together and meet, okay? So here's what's happening here. I am going to start everything right up here at the top, and I'm going to twist these bottles, go as low until either my elbows or my triceps hit the floor, and then I'm bringing them back up to the top. Twisting them down until they hit the floor, and then back up into the top. It's almost like you're combining a set of flies, and chest presses together, okay? So let's see that just one more time. We're going to start at the bottom, nice and wide, feel a little bit of stretch in your pectoral, and you're pressing up and twisting to meet the palms together. Again, these elbows are trying to touch each other at the top. Going down and wide, and then boom at the top. Wide, and then boom at the top, okay? We finished 15 of those. We grab our trusty bag of potatoes, flour, ground, whatever you have it. This one's going to be skull crush. So this one is specifically for the triceps. Now, one thing I'm going to caution you on this thing, guys, is most people, you see them do tricep skull crush because it's a tricep exercise, okay? But they start with the weights or whatever it is right in front. They go to their forehead and then lift up. Go to the forehead and lift up. That is a lot of shoulder pressure. You can engage, yes, in that position, your tricep engage, but unnecessary joint pressure. In this version that I am going to do, you're going to have the elbows from this position, you're going to move them back just a little bit. Now at this point, it's all muscle engagement, whether it's in your shoulder, your triceps, everywhere's gonna stick together and work. And from here, you bring it behind, touch the ground, boom, back up. Touch the ground and up. Now notice that in this position, my triceps are engaged even at the top, whereas here, they're in resting position. They don't need to do anything. Your shoulder joints are doing all the heavy supporting. Yes, they engage here and then they come up, but that's it. Whereas in this position, you keep them engaged even when you're at the top, because over here, they have to hold the weight up, right? Then you're at the bottom, they have to work to engage and straighten out your arm. But this is the position I need you guys to be when you're doing this skull crusher exercise, okay? And the final one is going to be the narrow push-ups against the bench. Now I use against the bench because it's an easier way to do it than the floor, but it's not as easy as when you put the knees down on the floor. So that's why I encourage you when you go against the bench, chair, table, whatever, to keep the knees up and keep your body in a nice little slope over there, okay? So this one doesn't have to be a diamond. So it can be just a normal grip against your obstacle, object, whatever. But it has to be right in line with your chest, and your triceps need to be close to your body, okay? So I'm gonna grab them right over here, right? And in the position similar to how we did in the very first superset, you're going down and then up. Down, boom, up. Boom, up. Boom, up, right? So that, because you're holding your elbows so close, your chest stays more engaged and more flexed throughout the entire motion than it would be when you have them wide apart or your elbows go wide apart. So keep your elbows nice and tight for those ones. Use the same concept that we used throughout the entire workout today. Slow when you're going down, and then fast when it pops right back up, okay? So fast in a sense, you don't want to lose control how fast you go, but you want to put a little bit of exertion and hardness, like I explained at the beginning, as if you're trying to push away 1,000 pounds, right? You're putting force into it, and that's when you engage all of your muscles all together to get the full force out of them. Again, 50 repetitions for all of these ones, no resting between the exercises, 20 seconds break in between the sets, and you got 3 sets of these to get through. So there you have it, guys. Another workout in the books. Today was a little bit more targeted and tailored towards chest and triceps, right? So I don't know about you guys, but just by doing that and flexing the every single repetition with every single exercise has really taken a good toll on my chest, my triceps. They just feel good and really worked out today. Also, the whole idea of this one is very, very important to do that option of going slow towards the body and then fast when you explode back up, right? So keep that control and nice slow tempo, and then boom, going up, and that's when you engage everything out of the other muscle. You flex at the top and you get the most out of this workout. I hope this workout gave you guys a little bit of an idea, maybe a little bit more on creativity on what to do. Again, all I used was a bag. Mine was 8 pounds because it was a bag of one of those special ground that you put for the flowers. You can use a bag of potatoes, bag of onions, flour, whatever you have around your house. 2 4-liter bottles, the jugs of distilled water. In my case, they had really good padding on my hand. And then you need just a bench or a table or a chair, something to do dips against that is not too flimsy, can support partial body weight of a human being. So that one, again, if you want maybe a yoga mat or a towel on the floor, that's not mandatory, it's completely optional. But the first 3 things, you will need them for this workout in order to get the best idea out of the workout. So I hope you guys again enjoyed that video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Again, I'll answer them right away. I try to target every question in less than 24 hours to get back to you guys the response, because all we're trying to do here at Strong Dragon Training is help you guys through this pandemic that's going out there, and to help you not go crazy while you're in self-quarantine or just locked down in your house. You don't have anywhere to go, the gyms are closed, you're just going insane in the house, not knowing what to do activity-wise. Yes, you can run outside. Yes, you can use the stairs, but here's a little bit of a muscle workout to get the blood flowing deep into the muscle and keep you in a well-maintained shape for when those gyms open, so you can go back into the gym and just show off to everybody that, look what I did, while all the rest of you guys were just at home watching TV and hoping for this thing to blow over. I hope everybody's safe out there and you're following the rules of the city and the country, and you're keeping that social distance, because it's getting tighter and tighter, and they actually started doing fines for people that don't respect and don't follow the social distancing rules. So please, guys, be careful out there. Let's stop this whole spreading around of the virus. We want to get everything under control and hopefully get things back to normal as soon as possible. So a big thank you for everybody that's following these ones. Let's keep on going, let's keep on doing it, and let's kick this virus right in the butthole so we can get it the flip out of here and get things under control. Please subscribe to my channel and follow us for more and more workouts. We're going to be posting 3 to 4 workouts per week, if not more. We're going to be on top of it non-stop and just keep on posting content out there and help you guys get through everything as easy and as smoothly as possible. My name is Dragon from Strong Dragon Training. Push until you hit a wall and then break right through it. I'll catch you on my next video.